Thank you very much. I want to thank Tanya Domi for a very comprehensive presentation, and a very interesting one and a very stimulating one. Thank you very much. I personally share a lot of the frustrations that you have with the current conduct of U.S. foreign policy. Should I wait for a translation or?
Okay. Zahvaljujem se gospođi Domi na njenoj vrlo sveobuhvatnoj i vrlo zanimljivoj prezentaciji. Moram reći da dijelim vaše frustracije vezano za trenutni pristup i američku politiku u ovim pitanjima.
I had a lot of, excuse me, I had a lot of interesting talks with Congressman Frank McCloskey when he was very active on Bosnia. We had a lot of interesting meetings, and I really respect the very firm and determined and principled stand that he had about Bosnia.
Ja sam imao mnogo zanimljivih razgovora sa kongresmenom Frankom McCloskeyem dok je on bio vrlo aktivan u Bosni i Hercegovini. Imali smo mnogo sastanaka. Ja zaista cijenim njegov čvrsti principijelan stav kad se radi o Bosni i Hercegovini.
I can't be an apologist for the Biden administration, but I will say that we are not internationally in the same place that we were 27 years ago when the Dayton Sporazum, the Dayton Agreement was adopted and the Dayton process was launched. Here I have in mind America or American foreign policy looking very closely at multipolarity in the world today, which was not the case when we were operating with Dayton.
Naravno, ne mogu nuditi izvinjenje za Bidenovu administraciju, ali želim reći da mi nismo na istom mjestu na međunarodnom nivou, dakle kad govorimo kao prije 27 godina kada je potpisan Dejtonski sporazum i kada je započet Dejtonski proces, zato što američka vanjska politika danas mora uzeti u obzir multipolaritet koji postoji trenutno na međunarodnoj sceni, a koji nije postojao u to vrijeme prije 27 godina.
And domestically we have a traditional dynamic, as you well know, between isolationism and interventionism. Many people attribute this to the Trump administration, but in fact it's the feeling of a great part of the American population that we have been overextended in international affairs in the past.
Također mi imamo i našu domaću tradicionalnu dinamiku gdje se smjenjuju izolacionizam i intervencionizam. Neki to pripisuju Trumpovoj administraciji, međutim većina stanovništva može se reći da smatra da smo u prošlosti bili previše involvirani u vanjska pitanja.
Calculation about Serbia as being the largest and perhaps most important state emerging from former Yugoslavia is not inaccurate. But the problem is, once you have made that determination, how do you adopt a viable policy towards Serbia? And I share your frustrations in that regard.
A naravno što se tiče same Srbije, znači kao jedne od najvećih država, najvažnijih koje su nastale nakon raspada bivše Jugoslavije, ja u tom smislu zaista dijelim vašu frustraciju jer je pitanje kako usvojiti jedan održiv pristup prema Srbiji u tom smislu.
Maybe the key is not in Serbia's foreign policy, but in its domestic development. And this is going to take a very long time and will be an internal dynamic that will not depend very much, I don't think, on external pressure.
I mislim da se tu ne radi toliko o vanjskoj politici Srbije, više se radi, ključna su tu njihova unutrašnja dešavanja koja će dugo trajati, to je jedna unutrašnja dinamika na koju ne mogu mnogo utjecati pritisci izvana.
And finally, I share your message about the diaspora or the idea that congressmen and other organizations in the United States can be dealt with by people from Bosnia or people who know a lot about Bosnia, and in this way can affect US policy. We have seen in the past that very often the American people, when they think of Bosnia, it's a past issue, it's an old issue. It's the average American citizen, if you ask him about Bosnia, and I can't speak for him, of course, but I think he will say, well, didn't we already do that? Didn't we already do Bosnia, meaning the 20,000 troops, the bombing of Serbia, and the diplomatic process around Dayton? So you mean to tell me that it's still a problem? Yes, we do need to tell them that it is still a problem, and not only that it is a key issue in the Balkans, which at this particular time, when we are having a Russian war in Ukraine, it is not only an important issue in Bosnia, but an urgent one. Professor Domi, I really don't have a question for you. I just have congratulations to you and thanks to you for appearing in this session of Krug 99. And I hope you will continue your work in this regard. Thank you.
Slažem se s vama što se tiče vaše poruke za dijasporu i građane Bosne i Hercegovine da rade sa članovima kongresa i drugim organizacijama, dakle ljudi iz Bosne i Hercegovine, ali i oni koji znaju mnogo o Bosni i Hercegovini, jer je to jedini način da se utiče na američku politiku, zato što ranije, znači, Amerikanci su smatrali na neki način da je Bosna i Hercegovina staro pitanje. Ako pitate prosječnog Amerikanca, mislim da bi vam on rekao, pa zar mi to nismo već završili sa 20.000 trupa, sa bombardovanjem Srbije, potpisivanjem Dejtonskog sporazuma, zar je to još uvijek problem? Znači njima je potrebno reći da to ne samo da je još uvijek problem, nego da je to ključno pitanje na Balkanu, pogotovo u svjetlu rusko-ukrajinskog rata, da je to postalo čak pitanje hitne prirode. Nemam pitanje za vas, gospođo Domi, samo vam čestitam na vašem učešću u sesiji Kruga 99 i nadam se da ćete nastaviti vaš rad u ovom pravcu i na ovim pitanjima.